Hi everyone, this is Dr. Blake Bloxham for Hair Restoration Tour. Now, a question that we've been asked is, what type of signs can I look for in Telogen Effluvium recoveries? Telogen effluvium is sort of a fancy way of just explaining a very dramatic hair shed. This is when typically there's some type of event that kind of shocks the scalp, and a very large amount of follicles that are in a normal anagen cycling phase. They're going through their normal growth phase. All of a sudden, go to sleep and shed their hair. Now, this is different from something like genetic hair loss, for example, where the follicles are kind of gradually attacked and over time lose their ability to grow hair. These are healthy follicles that are pushed into a shed. A lot sheds at once, and then it typically recovers. And what are these signs that it is recovering? So one of the first signs that telogen effluvium is recovering is that you're going to see less hair shedding. Typically, we shed anywhere between like 50 to 150 hairs per day. With a telogen effluvium, you're going to see a lot more than that. Once you start to see, kind of less and less of these, and it gets back to maybe no shedding or kind of the normal amount of shedding, that's a sign that it's kind of slowing down, and starting to recover. Another thing we see is, simply hair growth. We're going to start to see little hairs coming through. These little hairs are going to be pretty uniform. You're going to see quite a few of them, and they should be coming through kind of at roughly the same time, and they should be looking generally like your normal hair. This is different than what we see in like a hair transplant, for example, where the hair grows back kind of differently at the beginning. It should be a bit more uniform with the telogen effluvium recovery. Something else we're going to see is just an improvement in general density. You're going to look at yourself in the mirror and say, oh my gosh, I can see less of my scalp. I can see more of my normal hair color. This looks like it's moving in the right direction. Another sign that your telogen effluvium is recovering, another telogen effluvium recovery symptom, is going to be seeing some of these sort of signs that I've just described roughly about 3 to 6 months after the shed began. Typically, the telogen phase, the resting phase of a follicle, lasts about 3 to 4 months, I would say. Sometimes it takes a while for it to sort of wake up and start growing hair normally after that. But if you start to see these things about 3 months after the initial shed, probably another sign that telogen effluvium is recovering. So if you have what you believe is a telogen effluvium, make sure that it's